going to show you how to make a double or triple, depending what you like, scoop ice cream with a chocolate waffle cone. You can use whatever colours you like. I have not got a model right here, but I have tested it out. I just don't have it right now, and trust me, it does work. I'm going to be using white bands for lemon, blue bands for I'm not really sure, and chocolate and light brown and dark brown bands for the, well, cone part. So you start by taking the top colour. I'm going to be using lemon, like white and then white lemon. Take 2 of those bands, take double, and and you should have it in this kind of shape. I'm not sure if I really have a name for it, but yeah, you should probably have heard it or seen it before if you have done looming before in your life, but if you haven't, then you definitely did not. You start by just putting it from the top pin down to bottom. Have the arrow facing towards you. And then you get from this pin down to that pin. So from the middle to the left. And do the same thing, 2 colours. You're using 2 lemon or whatever colours you're using for the whole time. I'm using glow-in-the-dark bands, partly because they're clear and partly because I just kind of feel like making my ice cream glow in the dark. And then put 2 more bands, but down to that pin, down again to the middle. And then do 2 bands again, but down to the middle and to the side. So you kind of get like a triple single, even though I have no idea what that is. I just heard someone say while I was doing that it was a triple single sort of shape. And then you just go down 2 rows of double white bands. So 2 more rows. I'm going to be kind of slow at this. I'm not like really slow, but I'm not like a really fast person or anything either. So I'm not slow, but I'm not fast. I'm kind of in the middle, if you know what I mean. It doesn't matter what order you're doing it in, but I just feel like doing it down the column. You can either do it from the side across or down the column. And now I just need to do the last 2. And then that other one, so it should kind of look like this. 2 rows, kind of 3 down the middle, and then you should do the same with your other colour. 2 rows with your next colour. I'm using blue, which I like I told you, which I kind of don't really have a flavour for, but I am using blue. I've tried lots of different colours and they all look good, but I just chose this one out just because, well, I thought 2 kind of bright colours would go well, and once I tried it, they kind of did, so that's why I'm deciding to do it for this one, so you can see how it looks. So, just so you know, I got this idea from this snow cone. It's kind of copying though. I turned the snow cone idea into a double or triple scoop ice cream. So, it is sort of my idea. it is mainly a good idea for the hot weather, since it's coming up. Not actually where I live, but mainly in New York, because, you know, in Australia, it's actually near winter, opposite. But yeah, in some places it's warm weather coming up. So once you've done all your ice cream flavours, then we can get on to the chocolate part of the waffle cone. Start by doing just do one row of dark brown chocolate. And it's kind of only going to be covered up, and then you do another row of double chocolate bands. You can just do the top row, but I found it looks better with double row chocolate. And you don't really have to wait until I'm done, because I can just tell you what to do next. While I'm doing it, you can do, once you finish the 2 rows of chocolate bands, you can just do 2 rows of light thing, because that's pretty much what you have to do. This is one of the changes I made, a chocolate waffle cone, and also the longer cone sort of thing, and double scoop. So you can look up the how to make a loom and snow cone, and you'll get the idea from the see that I kind of copied quite a few things. Not absolutely everything, and I have made an extension of quite a few things. I don't have many light brown bands left, because I did try quite a few just light brown ones, and no chocolate at all. Oh my god, my thumb got stuck. Oof, that was a close one, and yeah. So you'll probably be, well, if you're already past me, which you probably am, then you can just fast forward and start making the cone part, because I still got quite a bit to do. First row and just last row. Just so you know, the pointy part does look a bit weird on the loom, but then that's how everything looks on the loom, and then it looks awesome once it's done. That was a very weird noise. I have no idea what that is, but it's probably my parents watching weird movies on TV. Actually, I think it might have been a crocodile or a wolf or a dog or something. Don't know. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about, is it? And now I'm on to the cone part. It will look a bit weird, but like I told you, that's how everything looks. So go to this bottom pin, that's just on the middle pin that you haven't put bands on, and stretch it up to the last pin you put bands on the left. Do the same thing, but on the right. So take 2 bands again, and so it looks, you know, kind of symmetrical. But I guess then usually things look symmetrical. Well, everything looks symmetrical, because you kind of want, well, because most things look symmetrical apart from maybe human faces, which is kind of like maybe more freckles on one side than the other. But that's not really what we're talking about. And then you just take a single band and wrap it around here 3 times. 1, oh no, maybe, no, yeah, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then let go. Now you're going to start putting some horizontal bands. Start by taking a single one of your first colour and popping it over the second 3 hooks, and maybe push some of these down so you actually have room, which is what I normally do once I get back to the horizontal bands. I'm going to be getting to a pretty hard part once this bit is actually done, and then take the same with your colours, the same first colour. It looks a bit weird amongst the blue, or whatever colour you're using for another colour, but it kind of gets covered up once you get into the hooping process. And then you take your second colour, this thing. You could try and find a band that sort of melts into the other colour, but I tried that out and I really do not recommend you do that because it looks kind of, you know, weird. So the melting thing just looks like a third colour but a bit shorter than the others, and it doesn't actually look that good. So I really recommend you don't do that, like I said. And another single for that. If you're wondering why I did 2 rows of chocolate, not just one, is because, well, it looks kind of short if you do just, it looks kind of short and a bit in V shape on one and the other, and not so good, but yeah. And once you get up to this bit, it's kind of tricky because you have to loop it around double. And you do pretty much the same to all, and then I'll tell you what to do when you get to the last. And you pretty much do the same with the next 2, hooping double. If you have really, really low quality bands, these might snap. But you do need tight stuff on the cone. So that's how you get the sort of tight thing. Do my next chocolate band. Next 3. That was a toilet flushing. Apparently someone went in there. I'm not even sure because no one actually came up here while I was doing it, so obviously someone just came up and decided to flush the toilet, don't know why. And then someone just came into the room, and oh yeah, if you have copied exactly what I'm doing, it will all go good, but you know, I don't know. If you hear a few, it's because I'm doing it in my room and my dad just came up to play with my pet rats. If you think rats are creepy, they probably won't go much. And I'll be kind of offended if you actually, you know, send a message or something and tell me that you think rats are weird. Because I actually find them quite cute. But anyway, why do I keep on carrying on to different subjects? I guess that's what I am. I'm kind of a chatterbox. And you'd be surprised that my throat isn't quite sore yet, and I'm not sure why I just gone on to a different subject again. I am so annoyed at my annoying chatter, but yeah, that's how I am. So you might hear my chatter for the rest of the video, and you might want to turn it down until you get to a really, like, important step. Oh, my rights are so cute. Okay, I carried off the subject then. Oops. Back on there, silly band. Now when you get to the last 3 pins, these last 3 pins, you're going to have to twist it around 3 times if you've got good quality bands, like rainbow loom quality, but I haven't got rainbow loom quality, and I would just do 2 if you haven't got rainbow loom quality. If you have got rainbow loom quality bands, but you have not got rainbow loom quality loom, then the pins might snap off in reverse, and you still should only do double, because then the pins might snap off. But anyway, they won't snap off with 2. And if you've got low quality both, then definitely don't do it. If you've got good quality both, then, well, that's fine. You can only do it if you've got good quality both. I've once experienced my old loom snapping, and yeah, that wasn't very good. But now I have rainbow loom quality, and that's a lot better. And now you're going to start hooping. Start by going inside this cap band, taking the top two which go to the right, and obviously pop them to the right because that's where they come from. And I find this one very, very tricky because, well, it's along with the cap. And I guess every single one kind of has a cap band. But anyway, still it's kind of tricky because, yeah, there's more than one band on it. And now it's kind of easy because there are only two bands I have to grab, and I just reach out under the cap band and take all the bands that I can grab that are not the cap band, is what I mean. And then just take the ones on this pin above, this one. So you should have two kind of a V shape, one V or two teardrops, depending what you want to call it. And then just pop all the bands on this one up. And something I wanted to tell you about the cone. Don't worry if there are no pins there, because and it won't sort of slip apart there. It definitely will not, because as my experience at least. So mine didn't fall off. Yours probably won't fall off unless you've really got like you didn't really follow the steps well or anything. Grab all the bands there and up. So this is, I'm not going to ask you to do anything. It's just continuing grabbing the bottom two bands and lifting them up to top two. The only tricky part is up to these three pins, and then I'll tell you what to do when you get to those three. It's not really exactly difficult what you have to do there, so don't get worried. The only thing is it's just a bit different. It's not really difficult. It's still hooping, but just in a special order that it's not normal like. And also there are bands coming from everywhere there. That's why it's not necessarily, you know, normal. Now keep on going up the normal loom, and if you're very much faster than me, what you probably are if you're faster than me, which you probably are, not definitely. Then you can just go jump and fast forward the video so that you can get to the last bit. But if you're fast and you're happy to wait, or if you're slow, then you can just, well, keep on watching the video until I'm actually up to the interesting stuff, if you know what I mean. Take those blue bands and up to there. So it's just normal stuff, so you don't really have to worry about anything. Apart from maybe snakes and tigers, but I don't think snakes and tigers crawl around on looms. In fact, I'm pretty sure they don't. In fact, I think they definitely don't. One of my silly, spectacular jokes, I think I should probably just try and concentrate most. Maybe go listen to classical music. Oh my god, I got off the subject again. I got onto classical music. And calming down too, but then I guess I just got on to not the chatter of not talking about chattering. I didn't get that, but anyway, I just did, and now I'm talking about me chattering. Okay, I can't explain it, and then I'm just doing one level higher every time I talk about me chattering, blah blah. And I'm still thinking about them and just not saying it, even though I'm bursting to say all my thoughts. Which I've been doing pretty much my whole procession. I can't actually find enough things to say in one day because I just, like, you know, got so many things going on in here. So now I've gotten up to these 3 pins. Well, I think I've gotten yeah, I got up to these 3 pins. Now we're just going to put them from, I don't know, after you just do the left and the right, but only the left and the right. And then I'll actually tell you what to do. The left and the right. You can do it in whatever order. I'm just doing it from the left to the right. As you know then, you don't really have to copy every single step, but apart from this step that's very important, that you're just going to do it from left to right. So you start grabbing all the bands on here and popping them up here. Doing the same down the bottom. And then the same to the top. And then we'll start tying them off. And the tying off part I've always found the hardest. In fact, sometimes I even need someone else to do it for me. Well, actually, usually. That band's impossible. There. This band might snap, but as my experience, nothing ever actually snapped. Now I better just get onto this. Maybe push these down a little. Now I got these. Now, you can tie it off any way you like. I normally grab those from the outside, let them go. And yeah, this one actually finds it a bit hard. Oh, man, that's only one way to do it. I actually might need to get someone else to do it like I usually do, as in my mum. I am only a 7-year-old child, and I will, just excuse me, tie it up any way you like. I just find it a bit impossible to tie it up. I'm just going to go get my mum, even though that's very, very unusual. I'm taking my loom, and I'll come back up once it's actually able to do it. So, well, it should kind of look like this. Maybe the comb will be a bit thicker because one band did fall off, but it didn't break apart. That was only probably because I forgot to do one step, but you would have probably remembered to do that one step. Anyway, that is what it should look like once it's done. The kind of super long cone and the double scoop ice cream with the chocolate around the top. So that's what it is, and it's good for cool weather. This cap band would not have come off. That's probably the band that came off, but anyway. Yes, I am very happy with it. That bit just, mine's falling apart, but you wouldn't if you actually remembered to do that step. Well, I definitely forgot to do one step, but you would have definitely done it. So just so that you know, it was a triple single the whole way up. It was just a triple single way the whole way up, and the top ended up great because I did the top right. I might have just forgotten to hook one thing down the bottom, but anyway, it should look great otherwise. So it should look like that. Very, very well done. So that's how it should look once it's done. Definitely did not fall apart if you did every step, but that's the end. Bye.